Dear students, welcome to UC second year biology class. In the earlier classes, we were studying about the ecological pyramids. Ecological pyramids we were studying, and in that, the meaning of the ecological pyramid, I repeat, the graphical representation in the form of pyramid is called ecological pyramid. In that ecological pyramid, there are different types of ecological pyramids. Mainly three types are there. One is called pyramid of number. Second one is called pyramid of biomass. Third one is called pyramid of energy. I also told you about the pyramid of number. That is the graphical representation in the form of number is called ecological pyramid. Pyramid of biomass, it is graphical representation in the form of pyramid pertaining to the biomass is called ecological biomass. And pyramid of energy, it is the graphical representation of energy in the form of pyramid is called pyramid of energy. This we have studied in the earlier classes. In that ecological pyramid, there are two types again. One is called upright pyramid and another one is called inverted pyramid. I also told you when it will become upright and when it will become inverted. In the pyramid of biomass also there are two types. Upright pyramid of biomass, inverted pyramid of biomass. And the third one is pyramid of energy. Remember, the pyramid of energy is always upright and it cannot be inverted. It never be inverted. It is always upright. This is the main difference between number, biomass and energy. Number can be upright, can be inverted. Biomass can be upright, can be inverted. But when it comes to the pyramid of energy, it is always upright and never be inverted because at each trophic level, the energy is lost. So it cannot be inverted. This we have studied. Some of the limitations of the ecological pyramids also we have studied. The limitations are, it does not take into account of same species which belongs to different trophic levels. I told you crow as an example. When a crow eats the seeds, it falls in one trophic level. When a cow eats the flesh, it falls on the other trophic level. So this ecological pyramid will not take into account of that. It takes only one trophic level. And also it assumes a simple food chain, not the food web. It assumes it takes into account only the food chain, simple food chain, but not the food web. That is also another drawback of that. And also, ecological pyramid has not included the saprophytes. That is the another drawback of this. Up to here we have studied, and now we are going to study ecological succession. The meaning of the ecological succession is, it is a gradual, slow and predictable changes in the species composition of an area leading to a climax community. I repeat once again. It is a gradual, slow and predictable change in the species composition of an area leading to climax community. Community that is in the equilibrium with an environment is called climax community. I repeat once again. The definition for the ecological succession is, it is a gradual, slow and predictable change in the species composition of an area leading to a climax community, that is the final community. That climax community means community that is in equilibrium with the environment. That is called the climax community. This is one of the definition of the ecological succession. In this, some species colonize an area. You can see in the diagram. You can see this, how the development is taking place, and ultimately this will be the climax community. At last, it will reach to the climax community, it reaches to the equilibrium. So in this, some species colonize an area and increase in number, whereas other species decline and disappear. Once some of the species will become dominate and occupy the area, but at the same time, some of the species will become decline or they will disappear. This is one of the important characters. The entire sequences of communities that successively change in an area are called seer. The entire sequences of communities that successively change in an area are called seer. Individual transitional communities are termed serial stages, or they are also called serial community. So in this case, sequential changes will be occurring. In the successive serial stages, there is a change in the species diversity. When the serial stages are changing, obviously there will be diversity in the living organism. Increase in number of species and organisms and an increase in the total biomass. Automatically, at each serial stages, when it is passing off, the number of individuals will increase at that particular area. When the number of species increases, when the number of organisms increases, the number of individuals increases, automatically what happens? Increases in the total biomass. Total biomass will also increase. The present day communities are due to succession of millions of years. Whatever the communities that are seeing now, they are the contribution of millions of years. Remember, it has not happened in one day, 1 year, 10 years, 100 years, but it has taken millions of years. So ecological succession is a very slow process, we can say. Succession and evolution would have been parallel process at that time. Succession, ecological succession is of two types. One is called the primary succession and the second one is called the secondary succession. Remember, I repeat once again, succession is of two types. One is called primary succession, another one is called secondary succession. Let us see what the primary succession means. The primary succession means, it means the succession taking place in areas where no living organisms ever existed. Remember, where no living organisms ever existed. That is called primary succession. The definition of the primary succession, I repeat once again. The succession taking place in areas where no living organisms ever existed. Some of the examples are newly cooled lava, bare rock, newly created pond, or newly created reservoir. These will be the area where earlier no life form exists. They are the new area where life too exists. That is called primary succession. So, in this, before a biotic community is established, there must be formation of fertile soil through natural resources. So the primary succession is a very slow process. You can see I have given the example: newly cooled lava, bare rock, newly created pond or newly created reservoir. Bare rock, for any new succession to take place, first and foremost thing that we need is the soil. So if bare rock is there, it is very difficult for the living organisms to exist over there, to grow over there. Therefore, what happens first? First, the formation of the soil take place. In the earlier classes, you have studied the formation of soil, formation of rocks. Weathering of rocks takes place for the formation of the soil. Accumulation of the soil takes place for the formation of rocks. In this manner, the bare rock over the bare rock, first the formation of soil has to take place, then the living organisms can take place over there. Therefore, primary succession is very slow process, very slow process it is. It takes thousands of years for the new organisms to exist over there. Secondary succession. The definition for the secondary succession is the succession taking place in an area after the existed organisms are lost. Remember, the succession taking place in an area after the existed organisms are lost. Here, you must remember, earlier there were organisms, now they have been vanished off. Now they got exist. They have become extinct. Then new life form starts over that particular area. That is called the secondary succession. Some of the examples, if you see, you can understand. Abundant farmlands, burned or cut forest. Forest is being burnt. Already living organisms are there. I have cut off. Forest is being cut off. Forest is being burnt. Lands that are flooded. In these cases, new life form can happen very easily because already whatever the situation that is required is available over there. Therefore, secondary succession is much more faster than the primary succession. Since some soil or sediment is present in the secondary succession, therefore, secondary succession is faster than the primary succession. One must remember, secondary succession is faster than the primary succession. I repeat once again, the definition for the secondary succession is the succession taking place in an area after the existing organisms are lost. Some of the examples of that is abundant farmlands, burned or cut forest, lands that are flooded. Since some soil or sediment is present in the secondary succession, therefore secondary succession is faster than the primary succession. This is what the secondary succession is. Please note down some of the differences between the primary and secondary succession. I repeat, the differences between the primary succession and secondary succession. One of the difference between the primary succession and secondary succession is primary succession occurs first time in an area where the living organisms ever existed. I repeat once again, primary succession occurs first time in an area where the living organisms ever existed. Secondary succession occurs in the areas which have lost all the living organisms that existed there. Repeat, secondary succession occurs in an areas which have lost all the living organisms that existed earlier. Another difference between primary succession and secondary succession is, second difference is, it is very slow process. Which one is very slow process? Primary succession is a very slow process. Because earlier no life form is there, therefore formation of soil has to take place. Favorable conditions should be available, then life form starts. But whereas secondary succession is much faster than the primary succession because already favorable conditions were there. Because of some of the reasons they have been, the organisms have been vanished off, organisms have become extinct. Therefore, secondary succession is faster, primary succession is slower. Some of the examples of the primary succession are cooled lava, bare rock, newly created pond or newly created reservoirs are the examples. I repeat examples for the primary succession: cooled lava, bare rock, newly created pond or newly created reservoir. Some of the examples of the secondary succession are abundant farmlands, burnt or cut forest, lands that have been flooded are the examples of the secondary succession. I repeat once again, abundant farmlands, burned or cut forest, lands that are flooded are the examples of secondary succession. Thus, the species that invade depend on the conditions of the soil availability of and water, etc. In succession, changes in vegetation affect food and shelter of animals. Thus, as the succession proceeds, the number and types of animals and decomposers also change in succession. Changes in vegetation affect food and shelter of animals. Thus, as succession proceeds, the number and the types of animals and decomposers also change. Natural or human-induced disturbances. It may be, what is the induced disturbances from the human being? Human being, to lead his luxurious life, he destroy the nature. So for his needs, because nature can attain the needs of the people but not the greeds. Because of the human being greed, he starts cutting down forest, deforestation. Sometime there will be forest fire, etc. These are called human induced disturbances. These convert a particular serial stage to an earlier stage. Because of these activities, it goes to the earlier stage. They create new conditions that encourage some species and discourage or eliminate other species. This leads to elimination of some of the species and coming up of the other species. Next, succession of plants. How the succession of plants will be there, that we will see in the next class. So further details about the succession we'll see in the next class. Thank you all of you.